Okay, so this is a video by Vinylic Puma Gaming. He hasn't been playing Borderlands 2 as much, but he's recently kind of made a comeback. And this video is pretty old. It is from 2014. And this is just a tank build, which is realistically probably just a Healthgate build as far as I can tell, because we've just got Moxies on. That's probably a Pointman, that's a Fabled Tortoise. So this is probably just a Healthgate build in disguise, but it's fun to look at, so we're going to go ahead and
Today I
begin.
have part 3 of my pure defensive build.
This is part 3. Okay, let's... Hold on, we need to look around. Wait a minute. Alright, cool. So, we have found the first video.
Created by Vinylic Puma of Vinylic Puma Gaming. What's going on, everybody? This is Vinylic Puma, and today I want to talk to you guys about the pure defensive commando build and like the shield and the class mod I've decided to use for this.
He has an Orphan Maker.
Now, you are going to need a very specific version of the Fabled Tortoise. This is the one that you exactly want. It's going to reduce your max health the least, which is the 800,000 or 805,381.
This is to make your health bar not one.
You're gonna want.
Probably, right?
Now, the class mod we're going to use
it's still
is
one. Oh, well, the Pointman will help. Okay.
And when you equip this, what this will actually do is this will take your health to 77,000.
Yeah, this is a Healthgate build, boys.
I'll show that there.
Yeah.
So basically, what this will do is this will allow you to regenerate your health constantly, and it's going to give you a really low health number. Now, what we want to do now is we want to get our health lower. So as you can see here, my bar is off.
Right.
When I turn
That's
my bar
pretty
on,
normal.
I'm going to get a 19.4% bonus to my maximum health. What this will actually do, this will take my health from 77,000 down to 24,000.
BL2 is so weird.
Well, let's get this lower. Now, I would like to say if you spec into healthy at this point, you're going to go down to
God,
health
BL2
1,
is such a
is
weird game, dude.
So, respec. And as you can see in the lower left-hand corner there, when I respec, we're regenerating all our health that quickly. So, let's see if we can get that to regenerate to max health. So, what I do is I put points in.
Okay, so I'm not sure of the exact science of why it works like this, but something about increasing your character's max health through these percent stats, it allows turtle shields to like eat more or something. I don't know exactly what it is. It's super weird. I don't like Gearbox basically.
And I'll go last ditch.
Gearbox is weird.
For the sake of this. And also, as you see here, we get plus 1% to maximum health every time we've got a point in the skill. So if I go 1, I go down to 21,000.
Okay.
If I go 2,
that's fine.
19.
Yeah, that's fine. We're doing a Healthgate build.
Out, I go below 11,000.
Yeah, and that'll get us down below
the 11,000 figure is important is if you look at the legendary Pointman class mod, you're regenerating a finite amount of health per second. So in this case, we're regenerating 11,000 health per second. Since we have below 11,000 health, we're regenerating all of our health constantly.
Yep.
And of course, what you can do is you can go for resourceful, grit, Gemini. Basically, I'll just go ahead and fill out this tree on how I've decided to ultimately spec.
Okay, so I just want to point out from here, the build is just the fact that you have Healthgate active with a turtle shield and a class mod with a flat plus health regen stat like this. So you don't need to spec your character specifically to run a build like this. It is just that he is going to min-max it really, really hard on this one specific concept, basically just for the funny. So grit of course, is going to be insane as well, because Grit will still proc even if you wouldn't have died sometimes, and it'll give you more health back again. And then, in the off chance that your Healthgate build doesn't keep you alive, Grit does still have that chance to go ahead and make you live anyway. So that's super duper nice.
Alrighty. Since I'm using the hail a lot, I'm going to use overload.
Okay, please grab expertise.
And
no.
Battlefront.
I think one of the main reasons to play Axton is because of expertise. Like, if you wanted a character that just played with guns and could live well, and you didn't care about swap speed, you could just, like, play Maya. But if you're playing somebody like Zero or somebody like Axton, and you completely just skim over the weapon swap speed, you make me sad, because it feels so snappy and so crispy on those characters that I just cannot pass it up whenever I play them.
Longbow turrets and Battlefront. So basically at this point, what you have is a character that has ridiculous shields.
Mm-hmm.
You can regenerate all of your health in pretty much 1 second. You
Less
also
than a second,
have grit. Yeah. And basically, this is the pure defensive commando build at its finest. Yeah. But anyway, guys, I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. If you did like the video...
Okay, so there is a part 2, so we need to watch this.
This video was created by Vinylic Puma of Vinylic Puma Gaming. What's going on, everybody? This is Vinylic Puma.
Oh,
Today I want to talk to you
Puma.
guys about some of the weapons I'm using for the pure defensive commando.
It's all Moxies.
I'm also going to show some
gameplay
all
Moxie
footage
weapons.
to give you an idea of what...
Okay, so pause. We're going to think about this. What are you going to use on a Healthgate build that has reduced the amount of damage that it can deal in order to fully prioritize staying above Healthgate and just juggling infinite Healthgate? Moxie weapons, meta weapons. Those are probably what we're looking at here. Looking at his inventory, that's exactly what we've got going on right now. So we have the Moxies. The Orphan Maker was a weird choice, but I guess with his health regen, he can technically just get away with it. And then I see an Avenger, I see Bottas, I see a Flacker, I see Baby Makers, like
this
Herald.
When it's in action.
So yeah, it's probably just meta equipment.
What I would like to show here is I'm using the Orphan Maker, which if you shoot this gun, you can see there it's barely draining our shield.
True.
Another weapon I like is the Hail.
The Hail
it's a really
is
good
really
assault
good.
rifle, and since I've spec'd for overload, we've increased its mag size. If you can get used to the projectiles, it works pretty well. And then, of course, I have the Creamer here, but really you could use any rocket launcher.
Mm-hmm.
Grog, no surprise.
Yep. Of course.
And another series of weapons I want to talk about are the Bad Touch and Good Touch. The Bad Touch comes in Corrosive, and the Good Touch is in Fire and Vibrate.
I can respect the fact that he is actually using the Bad Touch and the Good Touch, because those are not very strong picks that you would normally go with. So this is unique. The fact that he is trying to use these is definitely a unique take, and I respect that.
Vibrates. These are pretty good SMGs. They don't get boosted by grenade damage, but it's not really a big deal.
We don't have grenade
mainly
skills.
I use these if I'm gonna go like tank Saturn or tank Dukino's mom or whatever. So I mean, that is what the purpose of these guns are for. They're not really meant to kill things. If you want to kill things, use the Hail or just use your rocket launcher or whatever else you have on hand. Then, of course, we have our Fabled Tortoise, our legendary Point Man, Bone of the Ancients.
Yep.
Although you could probably use any relic. I just go for damage.
He's running a fastball because fastball.
And the fastball because we are using and we are spec'd into grenade.
Yeah, so he mentioned grenade damage, which would be over here with steady, but he doesn't have steady. So, I don't know about that. Also, clearly the spec could be different if you wanted to run around and feel more useful. Like, you don't need Able, realistically. You could run Onslaught so that you could get the gun damage and the movement speed. You don't need Overload. You could probably just run Expertise or Metal Storm. And then there's probably some of the choices in Right Tree could be moved around, but they seem reasonable.
But anyway, what I'm going to do in this video...
And also Fabled Tortoise could be swapped out for a normal Turtle Shield. Yeah, it could be swapped out for a normal Turtle Shield to not have to deal with the reduced movement speed. And you could just farm that from, like, a vendor, and you could get, like, a damage over time immunity to it. So that would be super nice to have, too. Of course, these can come with elemental immunities, but it would just be easier and would probably save you the slowness if you just used a vendor one.
Is I'm going to show some mobbing gameplay to give you kind of an idea what this thing can do in a mobbing context. In the next video, I'm going to show this like tanking Saturn and tanking Dukino's mom, which both of those bosses in this game are kind of a pain in the butt.
He is right. That
so
is
anyway,
true.
if you guys like this video, please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys, and have a good one.
All right, let's see some of this mobbing. Okay, so nice, casual, slow Axton style, just walking up menacingly and using an Orphan Maker for the funny. Not necessarily for the damage, but for the funny. I respect that. I can get behind that. Okay, so yeah, this is just playing Axton, basically. He's getting really lucky that nothing has shot him with an elemental gun yet, because that is like the bane of Healthgate builds. So, like, for example, right now if he took a Fire Dot, that could burn him through his Healthgate build right here. He got kind of lucky with that Shock Dot that he had on, but of course he does have a Moxie equipped, so he is getting that really quick healing there. Realistically, Healthgate isn't something you need to build around entirely. If your Turtle Shield drops you down below the health stat of your class mod that you have equipped, that is simply enough. Anything else from there is just overkill, essentially, because, I mean, you're gonna heal your health bar really, really fast anyway. But yeah, this should, I mean, it works fine. Makes sense. Everything here checks out pretty much from what I would expect. Okay, let's move on to part 3, where he takes it through some bossing.
So what I want to talk about today and show today is this particular build's tanking viability. And what I'm going to really mainly discuss is that when you use the Moxie weapons with the insane health regeneration from the class mod, and since we do have a really massive shield, you can basically use this build to tank kill enemies. And really, you don't even have to worry about hiding or taking cover. As long as you constantly are firing when enemies are dealing damage to you, the Moxie weapons that we're using here will essentially bring you back to full health if the class mod itself doesn't. But anyway, guys, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get into the footage. And if you did like this video, please be sure to rate, comment, subscribe. If you want to see more tanking with this build, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys, and have a good one.
Okay, so we're just gonna go run up against a Saturn and just eat it, probably? Yeah. So, yeah, one of the unfortunate things, since he did build around his Healthgate, is he's not going to really get to have any damage, which I guess if you had a couple of friends and you were playing, I don't know, around them, this would be good. I kind of wish he would have commented on the fact that Gemini turrets could soak up a lot of the damage for him, which is super duper nice. That would have been cool to have seen. This sucks. Yeah, but it's a video from 2014. Borderlands was like 2 years old. Well, Borderlands 2 was like 2 years old. But yeah, I mean, like, this is just... Yeah, see, he even went down because of that shock dot. So, yeah, building entirely around a Healthgate build, it's not going to save you from a DOT, unfortunately. So you'd be much better off just focusing on your damage potential if you were going to run it. Alright, so the rest of this is... Hold on, so when did he start fighting Saturn? About a minute 30. So this is about a 5-minute long Saturn fight here, which I respect that. That's totally fair. But obviously you could just run a different build and deal some damage. Now, if you're with friends and your friends are really bad at Borderlands 2, you could have something like this so that they could just like focus on dealing damage and then you could just sit there and eat stuff. Or if you really wanted to be a team comp player and do the whole funny Healthgate build, what you could do instead is have somebody run a Maya with a legendary nurse on, and then just have everyone else wear a turtle shield. Because that Maya would provide the plus health regen, or plus health percent, whatever number, while everyone else could just have the reduced health pool. And then they could work on their class mods and their other gear, and not even have to worry about doing this. Or, as an alternative, just getting better and learning when to swap to heal and switch to damage and do stuff instead. But if you're looking for a casual funny, this is a casual funny, to be entirely fair. So yeah, this stuff would still work even to this day. Of course, you'd probably want to use a white rarity turtle, and that'd be like one of the only ways to make sure your health pool didn't drop down to 1. But yeah, it's still a thing. It still could be fun.